Hi, just continuing on Grantha vowels and nasals. There are some more symbols that we need to we can learn, we can remember, which are also part of the Grantha script. So this is It's found in Tamil we write ak, so is not written, but in Kannada, in Malayalam, in Telugu, and in Devanagari, you have the that we write. And if you look at the IPA symbol, it's actually a nasalization. It's like you have the letter A and you have a nasal equivalent of that. So that is what is. This is and this is aha. Aha again is written with these two circles in all these scripts, and this is how you write it in IPA. It is aha, aha. Many Indian languages use these, but it doesn't translate very well into English. So AHA is the closest translation for aha, although it's a subtle difference in the way you pronounce it. And this one is called avagraha. Avagraha is used mainly in Vedic Sanskrit, or you will see it in books, in shlokas, and you'll see this avagraha symbol. That symbol is the same in Devanagari, in Kannada, Telugu, but in Grantha it is written like this. It just elongates a certain sound into 2 units of time. So if you say then you can say and elongate it for an extra unit of time. That is what this avagraha does. And then very interesting symbol, seemingly simple, but then there's a lot more to it. Chandrabindu, for those who know Devanagari, this is a Chandrabindu, and the IPA equivalent is the same as but its purpose is different. It is used as a replacement of either a vowel or a consonant or both, depending on which script you are talking about. So this is a bit interesting. Let's go deeper into it. So I have a small table and a chart over here to explain this further. So if we take Devanagari, we have and then you have the nasal consonants. These are called nasal consonants. So they are ng, so it is ka, kha, ga, ga, ng. This nya, na, na, ma. And in Kannada and Telugu it's the same. I've just written it in different scripts. As you can see, in Tamil there is no but you definitely have nga, you have nya, you have na. There are two nas in Tamil. This is you keep the teeth at the same position as you say ta, and this one there's one small, if you see just behind your teeth there is a small oval like a shape like this. It's a small ridge, alveolar ridge they say. So if you keep your tongue on top of that, it is this na, and if you keep your tongue just behind the teeth in the ta position, you will give this na. It's so subtle that many people don't even know there is a difference. They just pronounce it the same, but that is the difference. This is an alveolar ridge na, and this is a dental na. All these languages have the dental na. Okay, and that is ma. I mean, this is too deep, which is probably not very important to note, but it's interesting to note maybe. And then in Malayalam you have nga, nya, na, nya. This na is slightly more nasal than the other na of other languages, and this is why when you hear Malayalam, you think almost everything is more nasal compared to the other languages. But anyway, and then you have the Grantha equivalent. So why are we looking at all the nasals? Why are we looking at all the consonants now itself? Because this Chandrabindu can replace any of these in a word. So instead of using any of these, you can use the Chandra Bindu instead. So it can either be a vowel that you are replacing, or it can be a consonant. But then again, there are rules. So if we look at these scripts that we have, Sanskrit, Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam and Grantha, this is the table that we have. So if I just zoom out a little bit, this is the table that we have. So here in Sanskrit, you can replace the vowel with a Chandra Bindu, but you cannot replace a consonant with a Chandra Bindu, which is this same symbol. So if you want to write Pancha in Samskrita, you cannot put the Chandra Bindu for between Pa and Cha. You have to write Nya and write it like this. Whereas in Hindi allows both the vowel and consonant. You can interchangeably use Chandra Bindu, or you can even put a dot without that curve. Just put a dot. So Hindi speakers, or if you're familiar reading Hindi text, you will immediately recognize that Panch, for example, you can write that. Now in Tamil, the Chandra Bindu doesn't exist. So you will always write the consonant. So you will write one of these nasal consonants and put a dot on top of that, as the case may be. Okay. And then in Kannada, again, like Hindi, in Kannada and Telugu, they allow both the consonant, the nasal consonant, or the vowel to be replaced by this symbol. So if you see Kannada speakers, if you can read Kannada or Telugu, you will identify, you will recognize that this is how you write Pancha. You just put that big circle there. You don't have to write Nya. If you write like this, if you write it in terms of consonants, it's not wrong, but it is not normally written. Normally they'll just put this for simplicity's sake. So whether it is Ganga, Pancha, or Anda or Tanda or Anda or whichever, I'm just trying to give examples of each of these. Whichever word, they tend to just put Chandra Bindu here and this circle, which is the same thing, same purpose. Whereas again, we go back to Malayalam, the vowel you can replace, but the consonant you cannot replace with this smaller symbol. So Pancha, for example, this is Nya and it has got a Cha. Nya, Cha together has got a separate shape in Malayalam. Anyway, we don't need to go into detail, but the fact is, this Chandra Bindu is not used to replace consonants in Sanskritam and in Malayalam, but it is used to replace a nasal, even in Tamil. But in Kannada, Telugu and Hindi, you can replace all nasals, irrespective of whether it's a vowel or a consonant, with this symbol. Why is it important? Because in Grantha, it is this symbol, and you can use a Chandra Bindu for Grantha. Now the funny thing is, the interesting thing is, in Sanskritam, the Chandra Bindu has restricted rules. You cannot use it to replace consonants. In Tamil, you don't even have this concept. But Grantha allows both, and Grantha was actually a link script between Sanskritam and Tamil. So that's why I thought I'll just show this. And then we have a very unique Grantha specific symbol. This is called Ardha Visarga. Now we have a German speaker in, if you know German, then you will recognize this beta symbol, which is the th sound, and then this is a f sound, and these two sounds are present in Urdu or Arabic. You have the khan, a khan from the epiglottis, and this is a ghain. So what am I doing here? I'm just giving you variations of ka and ga, which is kha and ga, and then this is variation of, so this is f. So to make the sound, basically, if you try to say the English letter F, but using your lips. So if you try making that sound, try saying F, but using your lips and without it touching. So you'll say F, F. You'll just blow air in between your lips. That's that sound. So this is what this sound is. As you can see, it doesn't exist in any of these languages, and this is the IPA equivalent.